Good evening, everyone. I am Lakita. Today, I am going to make an audio recording for visually impaired student of inorganic chemistry of R. Chand's book. Name of chapter is Atomic Structure. Introduction. We may recall that Bohr's theory of the atom could explain the shortcomings of Rutherford model of the atom. Bohr's theory of the atom was based on Planck's quantum theory. It could explain number 1, the stability of the hydrogen atom. Number 2, it helped calculate the energy and radius of 1s electron of hydrogen atom. Number 3. It could account for the atomic spectrum of hydrogen atom. In spite of its great success, it was realized that Bohr's ideas had many shortcomings. For example, it could not account for the intensity of the spectral lines of the hydrogen spectrum. It could not explain the spectra of atoms containing more than one electron. It could not account for the splitting of spectral lines in a magnetic field called Zeeman effect. Soon it was realized that Bohr's concept that electrons revolve around the nucleus in well-defined circular orbits in a single plane were unsatisfactory and were in violation of the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, which said that it is not possible to find the exact position and momentum of an electron simultaneously. Therefore, wave mechanical model of the atom was developed with de Broglie ideas of dual character of material particles. Wave mechanical model. Before we take up the discussion of wave mechanical model of the atom, it will be worthwhile to recapitulate the dual nature of radiation and matter. Dual nature of radiation. According to Maxwell, light and other form of radiation travel in the form of electromagnetic waves. This view could explain the phenomena of diffraction and interference exhibited by light. However, it could not explain the phenomena of photoelectric effect and blackbody radiation. In order to explain the phenomena such as photoelectric effect, Max Planck suggested that radiant energy consists of small packets of energy called quantum or photons in case of light. This means light has particle-like nature. At the same time, we can explain the phenomena of diffraction and interference of light by assuming that light has wave-like character. Keeping these facts in view, Einstein in 1905 suggested that light has a dual character, that is, it behaves both like a wave and as a particle. On the other hand, radiant energy consists of discrete packets of energy which travel like waves. Dual nature of matter, de Broglie equation. Until 1924, the structural unit of the atom were treated only as particles. However, in that year, Louis de Broglie put forth the idea of dual character of material particles. He suggested that just as light possesses both wave and particle properties, all material objects in motion also have dual character. Thus, any form of matter such as an electron, a proton, an atom or a molecule should exhibit both wave and particle character. The wave associated with the material particle is called matter wave. De Broglie even gave a relationship for calculating the wavelength lambda of a moving particle having mass m and velocity v. The relationship known as de Broglie relationship is lambda is equal to h upon mv is equal to h upon momentum. Derivation of de Broglie relationship. This relationship may be derived as follows. Consider a photon having energy E. According to Planck's quantum theory, E is equal to h nu is equal to hc by lambda. Nu is equal to c by lambda. Also, according to Einstein equation, E is equal to mc square, where h, lambda, n, c and m has usual significance. From the above two equation we have hc by lambda is equal to mc square. Cancelling c, h by lambda is equal to mc or lambda is equal to h by mc. This equation is valid for a photon. It was assumed that the equation can also apply to material particles upon substituting the mass of particle m and speed of the particle v for the speed of light c. That is, lambda is equal to h by mv or lambda is equal to h by p, where p stands for momentum mv of the particle. It is obvious that wavelength of the matter wave, called de Broglie wavelength, is inversely proportional to the momentum of the particle. Thus, de Broglie equation relates the particle character of matter with its wave character. Significance of de Broglie equation. Even though the above equation is applicable to all particles, the wave character of significance only in case of the small particles such as electrons having very small mass and thereby very small momentum. In describing the motion of relatively large objects, the wave character is of very little practical significance since the associated wavelength is too small to be observed. For instance, according to de Broglie equation, for a rubber ball with the mass of 0.2 kg and a velocity of 30 meter per second, the wavelength of associated wave is h upon mv is equal to 6.62 into 10 to the power minus 34 upon 0.2 into 30 is equal to 10 to the power minus 34 meter or 10 to the power minus 25 nm. On the other hand, in describing the motion of extremely minute particle such as electron, the wavelength of the associated waves are of observable magnitude. Therefore, wave characteristics of such particle acquire greater importance. For example, an electron having a mass of nearly 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg and a velocity of 1.2 into 10 to the power 4 meter per second has a wavelength of 6.1 nanometer. This value is quite comparable to the wavelength of X-rays and can be experimentally determined. The concept of the wave character of the material particle and the particle character of the wave provided a new outlook in dealing with electronic structure of atoms and laid the foundation of wave mechanics. Justification of dual nature of electrons. The particle and wave character of electrons can be justified on the basis of following observations. Number 1. Particle character. If an electron strikes a screen coated with zinc sulfide, it produces a spot of light known as scintillation, one electron producing only one scintillation point. This means that the scintillation and as such, the striking electron must be localized and not spread out like a wave. In other words, this suggests that an electron behaves like a particle. Number 2. Wave character. The wave character of electrons was confirmed by the fact that electrons exhibit the phenomena of diffraction, which can be explained only in terms of wave motion. Davison and Germer in 1927 demonstrated that when high-speed electrons are made to strike against nickel crystal, a diffraction pattern consisting of a number of concentric rings is obtained. Figure 1.1. The diffraction rings formed by the electron were similar to those formed by X-rays, which are a form of electromagnetic waves. Therefore, the electron must also have a wave character associated with them. Moreover, the wavelengths calculated from diffraction experiments are in arrangement with those calculated from de Broglie equation. Thus, we can prove experimentally that the electron behaves as a particle as well as a wave. However, it may be noted that electrons are too small to be seen even with most powerful microscope. All that we can do is to imagine them to be looking like very tiny dots having a wave-like motion. Diffraction phenomena has also been observed with protons, neutrons, hydrogen atoms, etc. This naturally leads to the conclusion that all material particles possess wave character as well. In other words, dual nature is applicable to all particles. Final conclusion. It may be concluded from the above discussion that both particles and radiation have more general nature than their names indicate. It is quite reasonable to believe that all things in the nature have the properties of both particle or discrete unit and the properties of wave or continuity. The wave nature of electron is utilized in the construction of electron microscope, which is used for photographing very small objects. Distinction between electromagnetic waves and matter waves. The waves associated with material particles are called matter waves. These waves are quite different from electromagnetic waves as summed up below. Electromagnetic waves. Number 1. These waves are associated with electrical and magnetic fields which are at right angle to each other. Matter waves. Number 1. These waves are not associated with electrical and magnetic fields. Number 2. These waves can pass through vacuum. Matter waves. Number 2. These waves can't pass through vacuum. Number 3. Electromagnetic waves. All electromagnetic waves travel with the same velocity, which is equal to the velocity of light, that is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Matter waves. Number 3. These waves travel with different velocity depending upon the mass of the material particle. However, the velocity is always less than that of light. Electromagnetic wave. Number 4. These waves are actually emitted by their source. Matter wave. 4. These waves are not emitted by the material particle, they are simply associated with the particle. Electromagnetic waves. Number 5. These waves always have sufficient wavelength to have practical significance. Matter wave. Number 5. The wave associated with large objects have no practical significance because of their extremely small wavelength. Now, derivation of Bohr's postulate of quantization of angular momentum from de Broglie equation. According to Bohr's model of the atom, which the student has studied in previous class, an electron moves around the nucleus only in permitted circular orbits. The angular momentum of these orbits is an integral multiple of h upon 2 pi, that is mvr is equal to nh upon 2 pi. According to de Broglie, the electron is not merely a particle but has got wave character as well. For the electron wave to move continuously in a circular orbit as a regular series of crust and trough, the wave motion must be in phase, as shown in figure 1.2 part E. This means that starting from a given point, the two ends of the wave must meet at same point. If the two ends do not meet to give a regular series of crust and trough, the wave motion is out of phase. Figure 1.2 part B. It is apparent from figure 1.2 part A that for wave motion to be in phase, the circumference of the circular orbit must be an integral multiple of wavelength lambda, that is 2 pi r is equal to n lambda, where n is an integer, but lambda is equal to h upon mv, de Broglie equation. So 2 pi r is equal to nh upon mv. mvr is equal to nh upon 2 pi. Thus the angular momentum of the electron should be an integral multiple of h upon 2 pi. In other words, angular momentum is quantized, that is, it can only certain fixed values. Example 1.1. Calculate the wavelength associated with an electron moving with the velocity of 10 to the power 3 meter per second. Solution. According to de Broglie, lambda is equal to h upon mv, where h is the Planck's constant and is equal to 6.62 into 10 to the power minus 34 joules second. M is equal to mass of the particle and v is the velocity. Here m, mass of the electron, is equal to 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kilogram, and v is equal to 10 to the power 3 meter per second. Substituting the values, we have lambda is equal to 6.62 into 10 to the power minus 34 joules second upon 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kilogram into 10 to the power 3 meter per second. Since the value of joule is in kilogram meter square per second square, lambda is equal to 6.62 into 10 to the power minus 34 kilogram meter square per second square multiply by second upon 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 11 kilogram multiply 10 to the power 3 meter per second. Lambda is equal to 7.27 into 10 to the power minus 7 meter. Example 1.2. Calculate the wavelength of 1000 kg rocket moving with the velocity of 300 km per hour. H is equal to 6.625 into 10 to the power minus 34 joules second. Solution. Mass of the rocket small m is equal to 1000 kg. Velocity small v is equal to 300 km per hour is equal to 300 into 10 to the power 3 upon 60 into 60 is equal to 83.33 meter per second. Substituting these values in de Broglie's equation, wavelength lambda is equal to h upon mv is equal to 6.625 into 10 की power minus 34 joule upon 100 kg 1000 kg multiply 83.33 meter per second is equal to 7.95 into 10 की power minus 39 meter. Example 1.3. What are the velocity and wavelength of an electron having a kinetic energy of 1.1375 into 10 to the power minus 25 joule? Mass of electron is equal to 9.1 into 10 की power minus 31 kg and H is equal to 6.6 into 10 की power minus 34 kilogram meter square per second square. Solution. Mass of the electron m is equal to 9.1 into 10 की power minus 31 kg. Kinetic energy of the electron is equal to half mv square is equal to 1.1375 into 10 की power minus 25 joule. mv square is equal to 2 multiply 1.1375 multiply 10 की power minus 25 is equal to 2.275 into 10 to the power minus 25 joule, or v square is equal to 2.275 into 10 to the power minus 25 joule upon 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg is equal to 2.275 multiply 10 to the power minus 25 kilogram meter square per second square upon 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg is equal to 0.25 multiply 10 to the power 6 meter square per second square is equal to 25 into 10 to the power 4 meter square per second square. V is equal to root 25 multiply 10 to the power 4 meter square per second square is equal to 5 into 10 to the power 2 meter per second is equal V is equal to 500 meter per second. According to de Broglie relationship, lambda, the wavelength, is equal to h upon mv is equal to 6.6 into 10 to the power minus 34 kilogram meter square per second upon 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kilogram multiply 500 meter per second. Lambda is equal to 1.45 into 10 to the power minus 6 meter. Example 1.4. An electron with mass 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg is moving with the velocity 10 to the power 3 meter per second. Calculate kinetic energy and wavelength associated with it. H is equal to 6.6 into 10 to the power minus 34 joules second. Solution. Mass of electron m is equal to 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg. Velocity v is equal to 10 to the power 3 meter per second. According to de Broglie equation, wavelength lambda is equal to h upon mv is equal to 6.6 into 10 to the power minus 34 joules second upon 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg multiply 10 to the power 3 meter per second is equal to 7.25 multiply 10 to the power minus 7 meter. Kinetic energy is equal to half of mv square is equal to half multiply 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg multiply 10 to the power 3 complete whole square meter per second whole square is equal to 4.55 multiply 10 to the power minus 25 kilogram meter square per second square is equal to 4.55 into 10 to the power minus 25 joule. Example 1.5. Two particles A and B are in motion. If the wavelength associated with the particle A is 5 into 10 to the power 8 meter minus 8 meter, calculate the wavelength of particle B if its momentum is half of A. Solution. According to de Broglie equation, wavelength lambda is equal to h by p, where p is equal to momentum. Now, wavelength of A, lambda A is equal to 5 into 10 to the power minus 8 meter. So, PA is equal to h upon lambda A is equal to h upon 5 multiply 10 to the power minus 8. Equation 1. Let the wavelength of B be lambda B. So PB is equal to h upon lambda B. Equation 2. But PB is equal to half of PA given. From equation 1 and 2, h upon lambda B is equal to half multiply h upon 5 multiply 10 to the power minus 8. Lambda B is equal to 10 multiply 10 to the power minus 8 is equal to 10 to the power minus 7 meter. Example 1.6. The energy of an electron is 5.76 multiply 10 to the power 15 joule. Calculate the wavelength associated with the electron. Mass of electron is equal to 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg and H is equal to 6.626 multiply 10 to the power minus 34 joule second. Solution. Kinetic energy of electron is equal to half mv square is equal to 5.76 multiply 10 to the power minus 15 joule. V square is equal to 5.76 multiply 10 to the power minus 5 multiply 2 joule upon 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kilogram is equal to 1.32 multiply 10 to the power 16 meter square per second square. V is equal to root 1.32 multiply 10 to the power 16 meter square per second square is equal to 1.11 multiply 10 to the power 8 meter per second square. According to de Broglie relationship, lambda, the wavelength is equal to h upon mv is equal to 6.626 multiply 10 to the power minus 34 kilogram meter square per second upon 9.1 multiply 10 to the power minus 31 kg multiply 1.11 multiply 10 to the power 8 meter per second is equal to 6.50 multiply 10 to the power minus 9 meter. Example 1.7. Calculate the wavelength of an electron. Mass is equal to 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg. Traveling with 1/3 speed of light. H is equal to 6.624 multiply 10 to the power minus 34 joule second. Solution. Mass of electron is equal to 9.1 multiply 10 की power minus 31 kilogram. Speed of light is equal to 2.998 multiply 10 की power 8 meter per second. Speed of electron is equal to 1 by 3 multiply 2.988 multiply 10 की power 8 meter per second. According to de Broglie relationship, lambda is equal to h upon mv is equal to 6.624 multiply 10 की power minus 34 kilogram meter square per second upon 9.1 multiply 10 की power minus 31 kilogram multiply 1 by 3 multiply 2.998 multiply 10 की power 8 meter per second. Lambda is equal to 7.36 multiply 10 की power minus 12 meter. Example 1.8. Calculate de Broglie wavelength of an electron. Mass is equal to 9.1 multiply 10 की power minus 31 kilogram. Moving at 1% of the speed of light. H is equal to 6.63 multiply 10 की power minus 34 kilogram meter square per second square. Solution. Mass of electron is equal to 9.1 multiply 10 की power minus 31 kilogram. Speed of light is equal to 2.998 multiply 10 की power 8 meter per second. Speed of electron is equal to 1 by 100 multiply 2.998 multiply 10 की power 8 meter per second. H is equal to 6.63 multiply 10 की power minus 34 kilogram meter square per second. According to de Broglie relationship, de Broglie wavelength lambda is equal to h upon mv is equal to 6.63 multiply 10 की power minus 34 kilogram meter square per second upon 9.1 multiply 10 की power minus 31 kilogram multiply 1 by 100 multiply 2.998 multiply 10 की power 8 meter per second is equal to 2.453 multiply 10 की power minus 10 meter. Hinsberg uncertainty principle. This is a basic principle dealing with the simultaneous measurement of the position and velocity of moving objects. It was enunciated by Werner Hinsberg in 1927. In our daily life, we see many objects moving around us. All these objects, whether big or large, move along definite paths or trajectories. The trajectory of an object can be determined by knowing its position and velocity at different interval of time. If we know the location of an object at a particular moment of time and the velocity with which it is moving at that moment of time, we can follow its path of movement and its location sometimes later. But while the position and velocity of object of sufficient size can be conveniently determined, it is not possible to measure accurately both the position and velocity of microscopic particles such as electron at the same time. Hinsberg uncertainty principle. Due to practical difficulty, as explained a little later, in dealing with the movement of microscopic particles, Hinsberg enunciated the uncertainty principle known after his name. It states that it is impossible to measure simultaneously both the position and momentum of a microscopic particle with absolute accuracy or certainty. Hinsberg also proposed a mathematical relationship for the uncertainty principle by relating the uncertainty in position with the uncertainty in momentum as delta x dot delta p greater than equal to h upon 4 pi. Here delta x is the uncertainty in position, delta p is the uncertainty in momentum, and delta h is the Planck's constant. The sign greater than equal to means that the product of delta x and delta p can be either greater than or equal to h upon 4 pi. It is obvious from the above equation that delta x is inversely proportional to delta p and vice versa. That is, delta x inversely proportional to delta p. In other words, if delta x is small, that is, there is very little uncertainty in the position of the particle, delta p would be large. That is, there would be large uncertainty regarding momentum. Similarly, if delta p is small, that is, the momentum of the particle is known with very little uncertainty. There would be too much uncertainty concerning the position of the particle. Thus, we can conclude that if the position of a particle is to be measured accurately, the momentum will not be exactly known. Similarly, if the exact momentum is to be measured, the position will be less certainly known. Justification of uncertainty principle. To understand this principle, let's first know how the position of an object is determined. When a beam of visible light falls on an object, the photons of light get scattered at the object and the reflected photon enter the retina of our eyes, which produce the sensation of sight. If the object is of sufficient size, its position and velocity will not be changed by the energy of the photon of light falling on it. As such, it will be possible to know both the position and velocity of the object at the same time. But in case of microscopic objects such as an electron, an entirely different situation exists due to very small size of the particle to be located. According to principle of optics, the accuracy with which the position of a particle can be located depends upon the wavelength lambda of light used, and the position can't be located more accurately than plus minus lambda. Therefore, due to the very small size of the electron, its position can be determined with sufficient accuracy only by choosing light of very small wavelength. But shorter wavelength of light means that its photon would possess higher energy. When such a high energy photon fall on the electron, part of the energy of the photon would be transferred to the electron. As a result, the electron would undergo considerable change in its velocity, therefore momentum. Figure 1.3. Thus, we find that if a photon of smaller wavelength is used, there will be large inaccuracy in the determination of momentum of the electron. On the other hand, if a photon of larger wavelength is used, there will be larger uncertainty in the location of its position. Uncertainty principle in daily life. The uncertainty principle need not be considered in simultaneous measurement of the position and momentum of large objects which come across in daily life. This is because the size of such object is very large as compared to the wavelength of light used, and the momentum is very large as compared to the momentum or energy of the photon of light used. As a result, the uncertainty involved is insignificant as compared to the measurement to be made. But in case of microscopic particle of atomic system, this uncertainty can't be overlooked as it causes very large percentage error. Uncertainty principle and concept of probability. If the position and momentum of an electron at a particular time can't be known accurately, it is meaningless to think of what well-defined path or orbit for a moving electron in an atom. But we can still get some idea of the location of the electron in terms of probability. To understand the meaning of probability, let's consider the following example. Suppose when we get up in the morning on a particular day, we find thick dark cloud in the sky. We immediately think that there is a great possibility or probability of rainfall today, but we can't say with complete certainty that it must rain today. In other words, although we think that there are very good chance or great probability of rainfall, we can't predict it with 100% certainty. Similarly, imagine any other situation where we are unable to make a definite and exact statement. In all such cases, we make a less definite statement in terms of probability. Returning to the case of electron, we can find that a precise description of the position and path of movement of an electron is not possible. Therefore, we can only think in terms of the probability of finding electron at a particular position rather than describe its specific position. Justification of non-existence of electron in the nucleus. Hinsberg uncertainty principle enables us to justify why electron cannot exist in the nucleus of an atom, knowing that the radius of atomic nucleus is of the order of 10 to the power minus 14 meter. The maximum uncertainty in the position of electron, if it were present within the nucleus, would have been 1 multiplied 10 to the power minus 14 meter. Putting this value of uncertainty in the expression delta x dot delta p is equal to h upon 4 pi. Hinsberg uncertainty principle. The maximum uncertainty in velocity of electron can be calculated. That is, delta x multiply delta p is equal to h upon 4 pi, or delta x multiply m delta v is equal to h upon 4 pi, or 10 to the power minus 14 multiply 9.1 multiply 10 to the power minus 31 multiply delta v is equal to 6.6 multiply 10 to the power minus 34 upon 4 multiply 22 upon 7. Delta V is equal to 6.6 multiply 10 to the power minus 34 multiply 7 upon 4 multiply 22 multiply 1 upon 10 to the power minus 14 multiply 10 to the power 9.1 multiply 10 to the power minus 31 is equal to 5.76 multiply 10 to the power 9 meter per second. Since this value of uncertainty in the velocity of electron is much higher even than the velocity of light, that is 3 multiply 10 to the power 8 meter per second, it is not possible, as such electron cannot exist in the nucleus. Example 1.9. Calculate the uncertainty in the position of a particle whose uncertainty in momentum is 3.3 multiply 10 to the power minus 2 kilogram meter per second. H is equal to 6.62 multiply 10 to the power minus 34 joules second. Solution. From Hinsberg uncertainty principle, we have delta x multiply delta p is equal to h upon 4 pi. It is given that h is equal to 6.62 multiply 10 to the power minus 34 joules second is equal to 6.62 multiply 10 to the power minus 34 kilogram meter square per second square multiply second. Delta P is equal to 3.3 multiply 10 to the power minus 2 kilogram meter per second. Pi is equal to 3.142. Putting this value in the above formula, we have delta x multiply 3.3 multiply 10 to the power minus 2 kilogram meter per second is equal to 6.62 multiply 10 to the power minus 34 kilogram meter square per second square multiply second upon 4 multiply 3.142. Delta x is equal to 6.62 multiply 10 to the power minus 34 kilogram meter square second square multiply second upon 4 multiply 3.142 multiply 3.3 multiply 10 to the power minus 2 kilogram meter per second is equal to 1.596 multiply 10 to the power minus 33 meter. Hence uncertainty in position 1.5976 multiply 10 to the power minus 33 meter. Note: in solving numerical problems, the product of delta p and delta x is taken as equal to h upon 4 pi. Example 1.0. 1.10. Determine the uncertainty in momentum delta p and uncertainty in velocity delta v of an electron if the uncertainty in its position delta x is 10 picometer. Planck constant h is equal to 6.6 multiply 10 to the power minus 34 joules second, and mass of the electron is equal to 9.1 multiply 10 to the power minus 31 kilogram. Solution. It is given that uncertainty in position delta x of the electron is equal to 10 picometer is equal to 10 multiply 10 to the power minus 12 is equal to 10 to the power minus 11 meter. that is 1 picometer is equal to 10 की power minus 12 meter. Now delta x multiply delta p is equal to h upon 4 pi, where delta p is uncertainty in momentum while delta h is Planck constant. Delta p is equal to h upon 4 pi multiply delta x. Delta x is equal to 6.6 multiply 10 की power minus 34 kilogram meter square per second square multiply second upon 4 multiply 3.142 multiply 10 की power minus 11 meter is equal to 5.25 multiply 10 की power minus 24 kilogram meter per second. Again, delta P is equal to m multiply delta V, where m is the mass and delta V is the uncertainty in velocity of electron. Delta V is equal to delta P upon m is equal to 5.25 multiply 10 की power minus 24 kilogram meter per second upon 9.1 multiply 10 की power minus 31 kilogram is equal to 5.77 multiply 10 की power 6 meter per second. Example 1.11. What is the minimum uncertainty in the velocity of a bullet weighing 0.01 kg whose position is known as plus minus 1 multiply 10 की power minus 5 meter accuracy? Solution. According to Hinsberg uncertainty principle, delta x multiply delta p is equal to h upon 4 pi. It is known that h is equal to 6.62 multiply 10 की power minus 34 joule second is equal to 6.62 multiply 10 की power minus 34 kilogram meter square per second square multiply second. Pi is equal to 3.142. Delta x is equal to 1 multiply 10 की power minus 5 meter. M is equal to 0.01 kilogram is equal to 1 multiply 10 की power minus 2 kilogram. Now delta P is equal to h upon 4 pi multiply delta x, or m delta V is equal to h upon 4 pi multiply delta x, or delta V is equal to h upon 4 pi multiply delta x multiply m. Putting the known value in the above expression, we get delta V is equal to 6.62 multiply 10 की power minus 34 kilogram meter square second inverse square multiply second upon 4 multiply 3.142 multiply 1 multiply 10 की power minus 5 meter multiply 1 multiply 10 की power minus 2 kilogram is equal to 5.27 multiply 10 की power minus 28 meter per second. The uncertainty in the velocity of the bullet is equal to 5.27 multiply 10 की power minus 28 meter per second. Example 1.14. An electron has speed of 500 meter per second with uncertainty of 0.02%. What is the uncertainty in locating its position? Solution. Mass of electron is equal to 9.1 multiply 10 की power minus 31 kilogram. H is equal to 6.6 multiply 10 की power minus 34 kilogram meter square per second square. Velocity of electron V is equal to 500 meter per second. Uncertainty in the velocity delta V is equal to 500 multiply 0.02 upon 100 is equal to 1.0 multiply 10 की power minus 1 meter per second. According to Hinsberg uncertainty principle, delta x multiply delta V is equal to h upon 4 pi m. Delta x is equal to h upon 4 pi m delta V is equal to 6.6 multiply 10 की power minus 34 kilogram meter square per second upon 4 multiply 3.14 multiply 9.1 multiply 10 की power minus 31 kg multiply 1.0 multiply 10 की power minus 1 meter per second. Hence uncertainty in position delta x is equal to 5.77 multiply 10 की power minus 4 meter. Quantum numbers and atomic orbitals. Quantum numbers were earlier postulated in Bohr-Sommerfeld theory to describe the various orbits. Since quantum numbers were not actually derived from the theory itself but proposed out of necessity, therefore, this was considered as a fundamental weakness of the Bohr atom. On the other hand, the three quantum numbers n, l, and m and their allowed values arise as a consequence of the solution of the wave equation for hydrogen atom. In wave mechanics, the electron distribution in an atom is divided into cells, which in turn are supposed to consist of one or more subshells, and the subshells are assumed to be made up of one or more orbitals. The electrons occupy these orbitals. Each electron in an atom is identified in the term of four quantum numbers, out of which n, l, and m arise for the wave equation, and the fourth spin quantum number was proposed out of necessity. The quantum numbers in order indicate somewhat loosely shell, subshell, orbital, and electron speed. These quantum numbers and their allowed values are discussed below. Number 1. Principal or radial quantum number n. It arises from the solution of the radial part of psi and identifies the shell or level to which the electron belongs. These shells are regions in space indicating the most probable position of the electron from the nucleus. The quantum number n can have any positive integral value from 1 to infinity. The larger the value of n, the farther is the shell from the nucleus. N is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to infinity. Theoretically, there is no limit to the number of shell or level, but 7th shell n is equal to 7 is the highest shell occupied by known elements. Principal quantum number helps to determine the average distance of the electron from the nucleus. As the value of n increase, average distance of an electron from the nucleus increase. The wave mechanical model recognizes that the energy value of the electron are quantized as postulated by Bohr. It further states that the three quantum numbers n, l, and m are needed to describe the electronic theory energy. Therefore, principal quantum number n alone does not give complete energy but designates the mean energy level to which an electron belongs. The lowest energy state of an electron corresponds to n is equal to 1 and the energy increases with increasing value of n. In short, principal quantum number give an idea of the shell to which electron belongs, the distance of electron from nucleus, the energy of electron. Number 2. Azimuthal or subsidiary or angular momentum quantum number L.